Overthinking is something so many of us face. Our minds fill with endless thoughts, worries, and fears, making it hard to find peace. But Buddhist teachings remind us that peace can be found, even in the middle of our restless minds. Today, I want to share a Buddhist story about overthinking and how we can find calm by letting go. In a secluded monastery nestled deep in the mountains, there lived a young monk named Tashi. He was known for his dedication to meditation, his curiosity, and his restless mind. Tashi was the kind of person who questioned everything. He wanted to understand life, its meaning, and why his thoughts constantly raced through his mind. Even during meditation, he found it nearly impossible to quiet the constant stream of thoughts. One day, as Tashi sat in the meditation hall, he couldn't help but feel the weight of his overthinking. Questions spun around in his head. What am I supposed to be doing with my life? Am I progressing in my spiritual path? What if I never find peace? His mind was a whirlwind, and his frustration only grew. Seeing Tashi's distress, the wise old master, Lama Rinzin, approached him with a gentle smile and asked, "Tashi, what troubles your mind?" Tashi hesitated, unsure how to explain. But eventually he said, "Master, my mind is never quiet. I try to meditate, but thoughts keep flooding in. I wonder constantly if I'm on the right path, if I'm doing enough, and what my purpose is. It feels as though my mind is like a stormy sea." The master nodded thoughtfully and replied, "Meet me by the stream at dawn tomorrow. Perhaps you will find the answers you seek there." The next morning, Tashi woke early and made his way down the winding forest path toward the stream, as the master had instructed. The morning was still and silent, and the sky was painted with the soft colors of dawn. As he approached the stream, he saw Lama Rinzin waiting for him, standing peacefully by the water's edge. The master beckoned Tashi over and said, "Do you hear the sound of the stream?" Tashi listened. He could hear the gentle, continuous flow of water over rocks, a soothing sound that seemed to echo through the stillness of the morning. The master continued, "This stream flows endlessly, doesn't it? It travels over rocks, around bends, finding its way, never stopping, never clinging. It flows without hesitation or worry." Tashi nodded, still unsure of the master's meaning. "Your mind, Tashi, is like this stream," the master explained. "The thoughts flow continuously, just like the water here. And just as the stream doesn't resist its path, we too can allow our thoughts to flow without clinging to each one." Lama Rinzin then instructed Tashi, "Sit here by the stream, close your eyes and just listen to its sound. Imagine each of your thoughts as a leaf, gently floating on this stream. Watch the leaves pass by without reaching out to catch them." Tashi did as he was told. He closed his eyes and began to focus on the sound of the stream, allowing each thought to float by like a leaf in the water. At first, he found himself still grabbing onto certain thoughts. Questions like, "Am I doing this right?" or "What if I can't let go?" appeared, but each time he tried to let them pass, letting go of the urge to hold on to them. After some time, Tashi noticed that his mind was beginning to calm. The thoughts were still there, but he was no longer clinging to them. Just as the leaves floated down the stream, his thoughts drifted away without resistance. A gentle peace settled over him, and he felt a lightness he hadn't felt in a long time. When he opened his eyes, the master was watching him, smiling gently. "What did you notice, Tashi?" Tashi replied, "I noticed that when I stopped trying to control my thoughts or get rid of them, they became less troubling. I felt as though I could just watch them pass by." The master nodded. "Yes, Tashi. Thoughts, like the flow of a stream, will come and go. Our suffering comes when we hold on to them, when we try to grasp each thought or question every feeling. By learning to watch them pass, you free yourself from the trap of overthinking." After a moment, the master said, "I have another story for you, Tashi. It is a story of a man who struggled with overthinking, much like you. Once upon a time, there was a man who decided to take a boat out onto a river to meditate. As he sat in the boat, drifting peacefully on the water, he began to close his eyes and focus on his breath, letting go of his worries. After some time, he felt he was close to finding true inner peace, but suddenly he felt a bump. His boat had collided with something, and his eyes flew open. To his frustration, he saw another boat had hit his, disturbing his meditation. Anger flared up inside him, and he began shouting, "Who dared to disturb my peace? Who wasn't paying attention?" As he moved closer, ready to confront the person responsible, he realized that the other boat was empty. No one was there. The boat had simply drifted on the river's current and bumped into his by chance. In that moment, the man realized that his anger, frustration, and disappointment weren't caused by another person. They had come from within himself. The empty boat became a powerful lesson for him, a reminder that much of his suffering came from his own mind. When he assumed that someone was to blame, his thoughts created anger. But in reality, the situation was neutral. It was his mind that had added meaning to it. As Tashi listened, he reflected on his own struggles with overthinking. The master explained, like the man in the story, many of our thoughts are like empty boats. We attribute meaning to them, react to them, and create stories that lead to stress and suffering. But if we learn to see them for what they are, just thoughts, just passing events, we can remain calm and untroubled. Tashi realized that his mind often created stories and meanings around things that might not even exist. He would overthink a simple event, like a passing glance or a remark, and turn it into a complex web of worries. The lesson of the empty boat showed him that not every thought deserved his attention. He could let them pass without reacting or assigning meaning. The master then shared a simple technique with Tashi to help him continue practicing mindfulness and detachment from thoughts. Every day, said Lama Rinzin, spend a few minutes observing your thoughts as if they are clouds passing through the sky. Let each one drift by without chasing it. If you find yourself getting caught up, gently remind yourself, this is just a thought. It will pass. He added, and remember, just as the stream flows without clinging to each leaf and the empty boat drifted by without meaning, you too can let go of each thought. Over time, you'll find that you can observe your mind without being pulled into it. As the days passed, Tashi practiced this new approach to his thoughts. Whenever he felt overwhelmed, he would sit by the stream, listening to the water flow, and imagine his thoughts as leaves drifting by. He would remind himself of the empty boat and practice letting go of any meaning he was attaching to his worries. Gradually, he found himself worrying less, overthinking less, and experiencing more peace. One evening, he approached Lama Rinzin with a calm smile. Master, he said, I understand now. Thoughts are like the leaves in the stream, or the empty boat. They only have power when I hold on to them. When I let them pass, they become harmless. The master smiled and nodded. Yes, Tashi, that is the essence of finding peace. Overthinking is simply a habit of the mind, and like any habit, it can be changed. By letting go, by seeing thoughts for what they are, we free ourselves from their weight. Tashi's journey is one that we can all relate to. Overthinking is a common struggle, but Buddhist wisdom shows us that peace is possible. By observing our thoughts without attachment, by remembering the empty boat, and by letting our worries flow by like leaves in a stream, we can learn to stop overthinking and find calm. The path isn't always easy, and it takes practice, but with patience, we can all find the inner peace we seek. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more Buddhist wisdom, please subscribe to our channel. May you find peace and freedom from overthinking.